MMA on the Rise is here live at Coyote Joe's in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm your host, Tom Ziegler.
And I'm Paul Boo. I'm going to be your fight tech for tonight. We've got a great bunch of fights tonight. We're also going to have MMA fighter Tony Tan stepping in doing some guest commentation. I've got a couple guys on the card tonight, so I'm going to be doing some commentation, also some cornering. One of my guys, Kevin Forant, is the main event. He's going to be fighting Micah Lail. That is going to be an amazing fight. Amazing fight.
Sick fight, sick card, stacked from top to bottom. The most exciting MMA event in Charlotte since I can remember.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast, guys. So make sure you stay tuned, sit back, and enjoy the show.
MMA on the Rise.
The table, bread is broken upon it. Family and friends enjoyed upon it. White collar, blue collar, no collar. Here we give advice we'd never follow. We talk of camshafts and V-twins, business reports and report cards, until the feast arrives. That's when we're quiet upon it, and we're all thinking the same thing. I should have gotten that. Max Speed Shop, beers, bikes, and barbecue. Max.
My name is Jordan Rinaldi, and you're watching MMA on the Rise.
Kevin, the master of cool, Forant, making his way to the cage to his patented Beastie Boys entry music. Former lightweight elite title holder, former ISK lightweight title holder, former lightweight Fight Lab title holder, vacated all three of those to go pro. And what a fighter we have here. Yeah, stellar amateur career, held 3 belts at 155. He's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fight win streak. Tremendous fighter on an incredible role. Fighting out of highest on IMB and Don Boxing with James Presley. Yeah, highest on IMB, bringing some great fighters into this area, including yourself, Mr. Tony Tan.
Well, I'm not one to brag, but we definitely have some good teammates out there.
No question about it. It's always a great fight camp. Kevin brings a lot of trouble to everybody in training. His forward pressure, his conditioning, non-stop motor, well-rounded skills. He's got heavy hands. He's got good submissions. Tremendous fighter. He made his pro debut last September against Sebastian Wojcik and just absolutely dominated with a second round and pound submission. He's making his second fight against Micah Lail, who's making his pro debut. Micah Lail also brings a stellar amateur experience to the cage. He's got multiple title fights in amateur and held some amateur belts himself. He's dropping down to 170, so this should be different.
Yeah, we'll see if he can keep up with the pace of Kevin, the master of cool Forant. Kevin, the epitome of the complete package of a fighter.
Yeah, there's really nothing. You can look at him, and people say this all the time, you look at him, and nothing really stands out as wowing you when he fights, but he does everything really well. There's no real holes.
Definitely a crowd pleaser in him.
And out of the red corner, this young man is the former Fight Lab welterweight champion from Hickory, North Carolina, now fighting in Charlotte, North Carolina. Give a big round of applause. Representing Renegade Fighting Systems, the Machine, Micah
Micah Lail making his way to the cage. Kevin, the master of cool, Forant awaits his arrival. Kevin with his usual expressionless demeanor, cool as a cucumber inside the cage.
You know, looking at these two fighters, I don't know who has it worse, having to fight the other guy.
Yeah, Micah Lail's a tough guy. He's been in the cage with Nick Smith, who we saw earlier tonight. He was an absolute monster at 170, and Lail just hung in there with him round after round, eventually losing by submission in the 4th round, but definitely a great performance for Micah Lail. Him cutting down to 155 is going to make him one of the bigger guys at 155. He's definitely going to have some strength that he's bringing in the cage. He'll bring his usual toughness and his well-roundedness. Man, looking at these guys, it looks like mirror images of each other. Except for the hair, of course.
Yeah. Training out of Renegade and great grappling. He definitely has a decent ground game on him, but Kevin's no slouch to the ground himself.
Micah Lail getting greased up, ready to enter the cage. Micah Lail's also been in the cage as an amateur with Blaine Thomas, who's also an outstanding fighter in this area. He's also has a win. He won his first amateur belt against Bobby Sellers. He's just a freak of an athlete by basically punching himself out of an armbar. It was absolutely amazing to watch.
I remember that fight. That was not pretty for Bobby.
Yeah. Micah Lail's a tough guy.
Not your typical armbar defense, but like I say, if it works, why question it?
No question. The electricity in the crowd is evident. It's been like that all night. We're ready for our main event. Micah Lail has entered the cage, looking calm and cool and focused.
Looking at these guys, these are some big 155-pounders.
They are big 155-pounders indeed. Kevin Forant walks around in the 180s and makes a huge cut every time to 155.
But surprisingly, it never seems to bother him. It's just like second nature. He just does it.
Yeah, he's done it so many times.
Like we said, Micah Lail dropping down from welterweight.
Yeah, we'll see if the weight cut bothers him. It may not. We'll have to see when the fight gets started here and we get into the 1st or 2nd round. See how it affects him.
It's time to step into the cage and get down to business. This is our main event of the evening. First, let me introduce you playing out of the blue side of the cage. He stands 5'9", weighing in at 155 pounds. He is 1-0 in the cage, representing highest stand IMB. Originally from Buffalo, New York, now living and fighting in Charlotte, North Carolina. Please welcome to the cage, the master of cool, Kevin Forant. His opponent on the red side, wearing the black trunks. He stands 5'11", weighing in at 155 pounds. His record 10 wins against 6 losses. Representing Renegade Fighting Systems. Originally from Colorado, North Carolina, now fighting and training in Charlotte, North Carolina. Please welcome to the cage, the Machine, Micah Lail.
Definitely appropriate nicknames for these guys, the Machine versus the Master of Cool. Good stare down.
All right, folks, this is MMA on the Rise. This is our final bout of the evening.
This is our main event. Here we go. Both exchanging jabs.
Two solid left hooks by Kevin. Micah punishing the body.
Micah trying to
use that strength and pushing Kevin against the cage. Kevin had none of it. Now we're in Kevin's world. He drives him down to the cage, goes for an outer reap and takes him down.
And this is what Kevin does. Every time you see in his fights, he takes his fighter against the cage, pulls him to the ground, gets good position, and then it's Kevin Forant time. Now Micah's been here before. He's not just going to give up here.
Kevin in half guard, lands some shots on Micah. Micah trying to use that cage to get some space.
Micah works his way back to half butterfly. Now he's at full guard. Going for an armbar here. Going for an armbar here. Kevin's seen this before.
Kevin defending well so far, but we'll see what happens. Picks up and slams him. That may just make it tighter.
Yeah, he's got him pretty good here. Kevin's defending, but Micah's got it locked on. We can't see the referees in our way.
I think if Micah started to roll, he may get it, but he's pressed against the fence. Kevin's doing good, posturing up, dropping some bombs to the face of Micah. Looks like he may be out. Can't really tell just yet.
Kevin's got to try to pull that elbow out. Until he gets that out, he's not going to be safe.
Or he wants to get his head back in the center there. Looks like his elbow's almost out. He wants to watch out for that triangle coming.
Kevin recognizes
and it's out. His elbow's out.
Forant recognizes, postures up. He's got side position now. Let's see what he does with it. Very close submission attempt by Micah Lail. Well defended by Kevin Forant. You're going to see some knees here from Kevin pretty soon.
As soon as Micah brings that left leg up, there it is. Knees are now legal to the face. Look for a throw here on Kevin with that overhook. Kevin defending the takedown well, pushing Micah back against the cage.
He's got double unders here. He's got Micah against the cage. Let's see what he does with it. He's throwing some knees.
I'm expecting Kevin to go ahead back to the outer reap and dragging Micah down. That armbar was close. I'm not sure if that's what he wants to do.
Kevin has a good jiu-jitsu background. He's got good submissions himself. Good submission defense. But Lail definitely threatened there with that armbar.
Knees to the body from Kevin.
Forant may want to just keep it up against the cage and grind Micah for a little while. Maybe testing that weight cut a little bit.
Kevin looked like he was going to drop down for that ankle pick. Came back up.
It's a knee from Kevin. Micah keeping that whizzer, not letting Kevin change levels.
Good pummel battle here between both fighters.
Yeah, good cage work. Another knee by Forant. These guys with their experience, they've been here before. You notice neither guy getting too excited.
Micah trying to outmuscle Kevin, and it looks like Kevin may be the stronger fighter in this fight.
So far, I do think that Micah came into this fight thinking that he would have the strength advantage. Tony, you and I know, training with Kevin, he's extremely strong. Lail switches positions. Kevin switches again.
Kevin dropping down that single leg.
See if he gets the high crotch here. He's going to elevate Lail, and he lets it go.
More knees to the inside quad of Lail.
Ten seconds left in the round.
Wow, what a back and forth battle we had there.
Good first round.
It's the Vanilla Gorilla, and you better be watching MMA On The Rise.
Good first round. You see a good takedown from Kevin Forant. That definitely scored some points.
Definitely a good submission attempt on Micah Lail. Almost had Kevin tapping.
You definitely saw a good submission attempt, which definitely scored some points as well. Close round, and they were against the cage. I think Kevin got the better of that. So we'll see how the judges look at it for this round.
I agree. Micah's got a taste of Kevin Forant at 155. What do you think's going through his head?
Well, he may very well be surprised of how strong Kevin is. Anybody coming down from 170 to 155 would imagine they have a size or strength advantage, but Kevin's a massive 155er.
Yes, he is. And when he gets you pinned against that cage, there's no relentless.
We've been there before, unfortunately. Micah Lail with a nice combination. They go right back to the clinch.
Kevin trying to take that single leg. Micah, good balance, using that cage to defend that single leg from Kevin. He's trying to create some space, maybe throw some knees. He goes for it, but almost loses his balance in the process.
Yeah, Kevin tried with the reap there.
And Kevin drags it down in true Kevin Forant style.
You see it every fight. Kevin will take his fighter, grind him against the cage, and eventually pull him down. But
looks like Micah may have a guillotine.
Yeah, Lail has showed that he's got submissions. He's cranking on that guillotine. Kevin's properly defending.
Yeah, what Kevin's going to do is work those hands, try to break that grip on Micah, and pop his head out. He does.
Lail trying to work his way back to his feet. Forant is relentless on top, landing some good strikes. He may have the mount here.
He was going for it. There he is, he's got it.
He's got the mount, and we've seen this before. Kevin Forant in the mount. His positioning is suffocating.
Yeah, Kevin, very, very heavy hips.
Heavy hips on the ground. He's so hard to get out from underneath of. He's going to posture up, try to land strikes.
Yeah, Micah not in a good spot here.
He's got a good base, good balance from that position. Lail giving up his back a little bit.
Looks like we have a little crowd action going on out there. One fight at a time, people.
Leave it to the pros in the cage, guys. All right, Kevin posturing up. He's got some bombs. He's got the mount. Lail's in a bad position here. We've seen Kevin Forant do this before in his last pro fight, his pro MMA debut. He just absolutely suffocated and dominated Sebastian Rojic exactly the same way.
Micah looking for an answer, not finding it.
Now, Lail will not break. We've seen this happen to him against Nick Smith, who was an absolute monster at 170. Lail continued to fight through dominant position after dominant position that Smith had him in. I expect him to do the same here, but Forant is relentless on top.
Kevin dropping some short elbows.
And this is exhausting for Lail. Big shots.
Kevin just choosing the shots.
Big shots from the mount.
Micah turtling up.
Big shots. You gotta wonder how long this will go. No quitting Lail.
No quitting Lail, but there's no quitting for Kevin either. He's just going to
got to back out. He's relentless.
There's not going to be any mercy from him on top.
His conditioning, his pace, second to none. He will not stop.
Good uppercuts from the inside.
Lail covering up, trying to defend, taking shot after shot. Referee taking a close look here.
And it's finished. Kevin wins.
Lail's corner actually threw in the towel.
Right as soon as the referee stopped it, they threw the towel in.
Referee stopped it, the strikes. Kevin Forant goes to 2-0 as a pro. The master of cool with a dominating victory over a tough fighter. And Micah Lail dropping down from 170.
I'm Fernando Estera, and you're watching MMA on the Rise.
Ladies and gentlemen, 3 minutes, 46 seconds into the second round, the referee, Mr. Donnie Jessup, stops the fight on strikes. Your winner, the Master of Cool!
Congratulations to the master of cool, Kevin Forant, for his second pro win. He goes to 2-0. Micah Lail falls to 0-1. But we're definitely going to see some more Micah Lail at 155. He's going to be no joke.